Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I am your host, Victorinob, and today we are looking at Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, developed and published by Konami and released in the United States on September 1st of 1990. So this is a very important game in the franchise. It establishes a couple of important details that have carried forward in pretty much every Castlevania game since the release of this one. Number one, it establishes the notion that while a Belmont clan originally was set up in the original game, and maybe the sequel a little bit, this one actually allows you to play as a member of the family that's not named Simon Belmont. In this particular game, you actually play as Trevor Belmont, and also it establishes the notion that Dracula, even though he gets defeated, does come back after I believe it's exactly 100 years. So the Belmont family is actually kind of tied interminably to Dracula. They defeat him, he dies, and then 100 years later, another member of the Belmont family has to come up and basically take up the vampire killer whip and mantle and then go after Dracula and take him down again. So this is one of the games that kind of sets up the lore that carries forward into all future games. Not to mention it has a couple of very important characters that we probably won't be able to see before the end of this episode, but I'll talk a little bit about them as we get the game started here. So just going to be VNub, although the lettering in this game is very hard to read. It kind of blends together. That looks like it kind of says Vab. All right, here's our boy sitting on an altar, ready for action. So this is not Simon Belmont. This is his, I guess it was his grandfather, Trevor Belmont, maybe his great-grandfather. The game takes place about 100 years before the first game in the series, so yeah, he would have to be pretty old. Right away, one of the big differences, I think, between this game and the very first one, which is the one that the gameplay most closely resembles, is that you actually get to pick up upgrades for your whip. I don't think that was a thing in the very first game. Now, I'm not 100% certain on that because I didn't get to play the original Castlevania as a kid. The very first Castlevania game I ever played was the second one. Now, why did I never play the first one? Probably because we didn't get the Nintendo that we owned until 90 or 91, and at that point, I think Castlevania, the original Castlevania, was several years old. So it was probably something that I couldn't find in either the just regular stores or at the rental store, because rental stores had a tendency to shuffle older games out of stock very quickly. I did play this one quite a few times, though. The whip upgrade mechanic was almost certainly something that they took from the second game, because the second game allowed you to purchase upgrades as you played through the game for your weapons. And alrighty, we're going to start getting to the stuff that I really hated about the older action style of Castlevania games instead of the more RPG-esque ones, which is when you get hit and you're over top of a bottomless pit, you can get knocked in and lose your life. Oh, I didn't hit it. Oh, yes, yes. Holy water, much, much better. I like that a lot. What are you? Just some hearts. Thankfully, I don't think you ever take damage from falling down to another platform in these games. So the biggest departure of this game from Castlevania or Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is that you are not the only playable character in this game. They gave you a couple of different people that you can get into your party. The first one that I believe you can reach in this game is a pirate boss whose name is Grant Danasty. I didn't write the names, I just read them. He was probably the best character in terms of mobility. I think there might be some arguments against that, but ultimately the way that he worked is he moves a little bit faster than everyone else, but he also has the ability to cling to walls and go up them. And he might be able to cling to the ceiling as well. I'm not 100% certain on that. Then there was a mage by the name of Sypha Belnades, I'm not sure how you say that. And her ability is she can cycle between different types of magic. I think it's like fire and ice, and I think there might be a third one, and I can't remember how exactly it works. She's not a terribly mobile character. I believe she has... Oh, yeah. Ah, crap. My indecision cost me... Oh, no! I knew that was going to happen. Aw, man, they sent me way back. And I lost my whips. And then there was a third character, and this is probably the most lore important of all three of the bonus characters that you can get in this game. That is Alucard. Alucard, of course, if you don't know anything about the series, is the son of Dracula, who ostensibly is the bad guy in all of these games. You're trying to take down Dracula. And Alucard is obviously Dracula backwards. He has I believe a fireball attack that he can do that's kind of like his father's. Not exactly the same, because I believe his father's has like a 3-shot burst that goes in 3 different directions, straightforward, diagonal up and diagonal down. But more importantly, he has the ability to transform into a bat, and he can fly around levels. Now, that is kind of gated by the fact that his flight, I believe, uses hearts, so you can't do that forever. You can use it for a little while, and then eventually, if you run out of hearts, you have to transform back into his humanoid form. Alucard, of course, would go on to be the lead character in the game Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is one of my all-time favorite video games, and I guarantee you we will be looking at that probably in a very extensive format at some point in the future. It was a PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn release, so we probably won't see that anytime soon, but we will absolutely look at it. I keep checking the walls that I know have nothing in them. There we go. So the key to having all these extra characters that you can choose is, of course, they don't let you play as all of them during the course of the game. If you commit to one path or another, and there are branching paths in this game, you actually lock yourself off from being able to access certain characters. I don't know all the paths. We'll try to do the ones that I know specifically lead to certain characters. Ah, man. Come on. I hate this! And this is why I don't love the side-scrolling Castlevanias as much as I did the RPG ones. Uh-oh. Oh, I got him. I don't want to waste this watch. Alright, go. No! I still missed. I will say that the enemies in this game can be absolutely terrifying. Not in a design sense so much, just in a... This thing will... eat your lunch. I don't know why I don't jump there. I get paralyzed by seeing that Medusa head every time. Get out of here. Alright, gotcha. Oh, come on! Alright, we got it. I tanked through it. This may be the first boss. I'm not 100% on that. Or it may just be a transition. This is not a boss. But we get one of the recurring enemies in these games, the zombies. These guys pop up in every single one of the Castlevanias, seemingly. Different forms, usually, but they're always there. Alright, I need you guys to stop spawning so I can jump. There we go. Oh, I thought that was a cross that you could hold on to. It's been a very long time since I played this game. This one I probably rented 2 or 3 times and then never played it again. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, put the item candle there and then don't let me pick it up? That stinks. Yeah, I needed that. gotta be getting close to the boss at some point here, because I'm running out of time. I am admittedly an item hoarder, so if it looks like I'm not using my items, it's because I'm trying to save them until I get to the boss. Hopefully that I will be able to beat. It'll be embarrassing if I can't beat the first boss in the game. Not there yet. Get it. Okay, I don't want that, so we'll wait. Can't wait forever, though. I don't know if this is one of the enemies that you only saw in the second game, but I do remember hands reaching out of tombstones. Here's the boss. Alright, let's see how I do. Ah, got him. Well, didn't matter, I didn't hit him much. Come on, keep hitting him. Keep hitting him. Ouch. And it's over. What? It's not over. Alright, there, it's over. Never understood the point of the pulsing orb. Am I supposed to be picking up his soul? Is the source of Dracula's power just pulsating orbs everywhere? Alright, if they give me a choice, I'm going to the clock tower, because that's how I can get Grant. Alright, here we go. I'll try to get Grant in this run. So if you have watched the anime adaptation of Castlevania on Netflix, you're probably familiar with this story in a sense. The story of the Netflix Castlevania series actually is a retelling of the story of Dracula 3, Dracula's Curse, or Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, rather. It does modify some of the characters and some of the storylines that they follow. Specifically, you do play as you watch the story play out using Trevor Belmont, Sypha, and Alucard. Grant, for some reason, did not make the cut. I'm not sure if it was because they felt like there was a good story dynamic between the three characters and adding Grant would have maybe unbalanced it somewhat, or they just didn't think that his presence made sense. I don't know. I'm a little sad that they didn't include him. I would also say that the story ran about 2 seasons longer than it needed to. I watched the first 2 seasons, and then they started going into an angle of story that was generated during the game Curse of Darkness, which I never played, and I just kind of lost interest. Specifically, they introduced the idea of demon forge masters, who are these human familiars that Dracula used to create all the monsters that he attacks you with during the storyline, and one of them betrays Dracula and decides not to be his servant anymore. And they actually went through that storyline in the Netflix show, and it just kind of lost me, because it was like, I don't really care about these characters. The ones I cared about were Dracula and Trevor and Sypha and Alucard. And I thought they had a satisfying conclusion at the end of Season 2, so I was very confused about why they felt the need to continue the story after that. Netflix is a very confusing service, because they'll take storylines that are really popular and I would assume have a lot of following and just punt them after a year or 2 years. And then there's ones that it's like, the story just kind of outlived its value, and they'll keep those stories going for 4, 5, 6 seasons. Stranger Things, I'm looking at you. Yay. I think I also mentioned this in the Nubs Collection episode for Simon's Quest. My introduction to Castlevania may or may not have involved a book series that came out sometime in the late 80s, early 90s, called Worlds of Power. And they did a bunch of books on old NES games. Specifically, the ones that I remember reading would have been for Mega Man 2, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, and Wizards and Warriors. And I remember very specifically the character in the Castlevania 2 storyline got drawn into the world of, obviously, Transylvania or whatever, Wallachia that it's supposed to take place in. And he had an absolute obsession with chocolate. Like, one of the biggest worries he had during the course of the storyline was finding his secret stash of chocolate. M&Ms and chocolate bars and all kinds of stuff. And the Sypha Belnades character was, you know, very much a clean living kind of character. He only ate stuff that was good for him. And by the end of the story, you know, the lead character, a boy, was, you know, a little more... Uh-oh. Oh, I made it. A little more self-conscious about what he was eating, and I think he ended up ditching the chocolate at some point during the story. I believe what I've done here is I've picked up items that will increase the power of my axe attack, which is very important in this fight, I believe. If I make it to the boss. I hope I do. It'd be embarrassing if I couldn't do it. Oh, I got... Oh, I didn't make it. I should have jumped. Well, there goes that power-up. Ah, shoot. Hup. I don't know if I would say that was my favorite of the stories. I did enjoy the Mega Man 2 and the Wizards and Warriors stories quite a bit as well. The Mega Man 2 story, I believe, revolved around Mega Man becoming human, which is an interesting angle to take in the books. There was always kind of like in, well, not all of them, but a good chunk of them, a kid being drawn into someone else's world, storyline concession to kind of like give the reader a sense of agency. Oh, it's me being drawn into this world with these fantastic characters. And Mega Man 2 completely eschewed that. It was just the story of Mega Man becoming human and then trying to survive all the stuff that he had no problems with when he was still a robot. Oh, come on, game! I hope I don't have to restart everything. Oh, man. In the case of the Wizards and Warriors book, the story conceit there was that the teenage boy... It was always a teenage boy. I mean, you could tell that they were marketing these to little boys with the books and the storylines they were following. In the case of the Wizards and Warriors story, this kid absolutely fell in love with whatever maiden that the hero Kuros was saving at the end of each area. And the storyline obviously followed the area setups for each of the levels in Wizards and Warriors. I do remember that he fell absolutely madly in love with the maiden named Griselda. And this was after becoming convinced that she had to be the absolute worst looking of all the maidens they were going to find because, you know, her name was Griselda. Ew, what a gross name. And then he meets her and he's like, oh, Griselda, it's the most beautiful of all the names. Very shallow kid. Oh, man. Probably should have just kept the clock there, but I'm moving a little bit too quickly. I will say that I don't think this soundtrack is quite as much of a banger as the one for Simon's Quest, and I know I'm a little bit biased. I actually owned the second game as a kid, and this one I just rented, but except for the very first level in this game, I don't know if there's any tunes that I go, oh yeah, that's Castlevania. And of course, Castlevania 2 had the rather famous tune Bloody Tears that everyone knows and loves. And I think it might have been in the first game as well. Not certain on that. Oh, come on, get moving. Boy, I do not like these gears. I might have made a horrible mistake going this way. I can't seem to get past certain jumps. I feel like they always make the clock towers the hardest part of any Castlevania game. They're always vertical, they always involve you standing on gears, and the gears always end up hurting your progress. And they always have the stupid Medusa heads in every single one of these. Ooh, dodged. No! Well, wait, yeah. Hoi! Gotta say, he's got some incredible ups. I mean, I feel like it's just kind of common sense in video games that all your characters, if they have the ability to jump, are going to be able to jump fairly high, but he's jumping at least a full person's standing height and some. So he's getting, what, 8 feet of clearance, probably? Assuming he's a 6 foot tall man. Look at that. He's going at least another 1.5 feet, 2 feet over the head of his own body with that jump. That's some incredible vertical. Make the jump! I didn't make the jump! Oh, no! I'm getting froggy because of these platforms. All right, I made it. At this rate, I'll be happy to just make it to the boss. And worst case scenario, I have to start this level over again. What I may do is I may just restart the game, play forward to the splitting point, and go the other path instead. I do want to see at least one extra character. Oh, come on! Why did I do that? I took a panic jump. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this game does not give you a limited number of continues, which means, in theory, if you wanted to, you could sit down and play through the whole game if you had the patience to keep retrying jumps until you got it. Oh, I don't like that one. Oh, I don't like that one at all. All right, we made it. We made it. Nope. I believe that spike pit there, which we're not even going to try to get near, if you land on it, kills you in one hit. Might be wrong. Ow! Come on. Getcha. No, 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 no! Ooh. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Don't! Oh, boy. I really want to see Grant, even if it means I gotta keep doing this stupid level over and over. All right. We can do this. We can do this. I have faith. I did it. Oh, thank you. I have no idea how close I am to the boss. I'm hoping it's very, very close. Food I don't need. Money, which I have no idea what value it is to me. I'm assuming it gives you points for an extra life, but I don't remember if you get extra lives that way in this game. And I think we're at the boss. Yes, we are. All right, good. Ow. Oh. No, I need to start stacking some hits on him. Come on, dude. Seriously. Oh, no. This is bad. This is very bad. I have no idea if there's a save. Okay. No, he jumped in on me. Got him. Oh, that was close. Oh, I thought I was done for sure. All right, and that was Grant. Now he does become a human again and decides to join me. So we'll get to take a look at the Grant gameplay in this. My name is Grant. I dreamed I was turned into a ghost. Please take me with you. My family was killed by Dracula. What will you do? Take him with me. I can help you a lot because I am very fast. That is true. He is fast. I don't think he has the strongest weapon in the game, but the value of him being able to climb around on walls and ceilings is very useful in certain areas of the game, especially where there's bottomless pits, so you can try to avoid those. Alright. I believe all you gotta do to swap, yep, there we go, just hit the select button. So he uses a little tiny dagger to fight. Yeah, it's not a very strong weapon. But I believe he also has a higher jump. Yeah, there you go, look at that. Oh, uh-oh. Did I just get caught? Nice change to the gameplay convention of this game is that you can go down. I don't think that ever was an option in the other Castlevanias. Owie! I'm dead. It's funny, you have to go down the ladder in order to go downstairs, but in this game, falling down that same pit will kill you. Alright, here we go. Whee! I also think that's a change from what Trevor usually experiences when he falls, which is instead of falling straight down, Grant falls at a little bit at an angle. Oh, no! Okay, we're good. I hate these Medusa Heads so much! I believe he takes a little bit more damage than Trevor as well when he gets hit, so... Oh, I made it. We're good. Go down. I will say, I don't love the fact that you have to go back through the level. This one was already a frustrating mess, so having to do it twice, not as fun. Plus, I have to do this annoying thing. Oh, no, what are you doing? Stop. Return. Oh, that could have been a disaster. Alright, and there we go. That's the nice benefit of having Grant in this area, as you can cling to the ceiling and just kind of avoid some of the headache. Alright, there we go. We got it. We're safe. I don't remember that spike pit before on the left side. I don't know if that was an addition or I just didn't see it. I don't know. Nope. Good. Screw you. Just fall straight through. I also don't know if we're going to have to fight another boss in this area or if we just get to the entrance and I can straight up leave. I do know that in speedruns for this game, Grant is the preferred character because he has just a tiny bit more speed when he moves. I think they said that like every fourth frame he actually moves ahead or skips a frame. So he tends to move just that little bit extra faster than everyone else. Damage-wise, he does not do a ton, but he also does attack a little bit faster than Trevor, so there is a trade-off there. Oh, no. Oh, cling. So the clinging is a little bit tricky. You have to hold towards whatever wall you're trying to climb on in order for it to stick. So, oh. Oh. Down, down. Oh! See, that could have been a disaster. I want to just jump here. Oh! That's some risky play right now. Oh, the door's right there. Just go to it. Just go, 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 Grant. You made it. I didn't want to have to play through this level again. I think we're going to do one more level, and then we'll probably call it a day. We'll probably swap back to Trevor because he's probably the safer option for the next area. I don't think there's a limit to how many times you can swap back and forth. You can do it as much as you want. Plus, I don't think Grant can actually upgrade his weapon, which Trevor can, so there's that trade-off. Oh, nice. Oh, no! Not nice! Bad owls. Oh, these things suck. No, you don't. Get... Yeah, I may be mistaken. Maybe I should have just been using Grant the whole time? Why can't I duck that? Damn it. I'm gonna die here to owls. Owls are not this aggressive. Thank you, cross boomerang thing. I don't like that he's sticking to where I am. All right, yeah, red bones. These guys suck because you can't kill them. They just keep coming back. What? No! Why did I go? All right. This is it. This is it. And I think I have the idea on how to get through this area safely. So I'm just gonna jump before they do exactly what that one just did. I hate this area so much. No, stop it, you jerk. This isn't fun. And I think this is why I did not like these games anywhere near as much as the RPG style ones. Gotcha. Oh, I cleared him. Just need to run. All right, that'll work. I'll take that. I don't like the double hit. That was cheap. Screw you, game. I made it through this area a little bit safer this time. No! You jerk. Just go. Just go. Oh, boy. I'm gonna be so bummed if I can't even make it to the third level without just bowing out. Not worth the headache. The little flea guys are always a pain in the butt. Just go. Oh, 3 shots. There we go. Alright. Lightning. Ooh, spooky. Wonder if there's anything in that. Probably not. Wouldn't have anything to land on. I do like that there are branching paths not only between levels, but also inside the levels. That's a nice touch. Oh, I was hoping I'd fight a boss. Now, if I'm not mistaken, going up will take me to Sypha, and going down will take me to Alucard. Or I might have missed the path to Alucard already. We're going to go up. So I think offensively, Sypha is probably the strongest of the three characters. Or at least the most versatile. No, I don't want that. I like my cross, thank you. I may never find another one, or a double, or a triple, but I prefer this. Ah, little baby seeds. Oh, they're not consistent in the way they fall. That stinks. Oh, that dodge. Alright, made it. You jerk. Alright, we're good, we're good. Heap! And jump it. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. That guy looked menacing and then he did nothing to stop me. I don't think I'm at a boss this early. But I remember there is a boss we may or may not see here that is very... The level designs on most bosses in this game, or at least for the boss arenas, are very telltale. They always look closed off, or they have very carefully placed, very carefully placed platforms so that you can try to dodge enemy attacks. Not that I'm ever good enough to actually do any of that, but, you know, they try. The spiders aren't shooting webbing at me, they're shooting spiders at me. I don't think that's how most spiders do it. Ah, dang it. Oh, I need food so bad, and I'm not going to find any. Here's the boss, too. Speak of the devil. There he is. All right, let's see if I can do this. Oh, man, he's bum rushing me. It's like, I think he moves fairly slow, right? He's a slow guy. And then, of course, he runs faster than any enemy I've seen. Oh, okay. Whew. Well, knife's better than nothing. Dang it. Alright, let's try to go in there with some health. So his body didn't take damage, which means it's probably his head I gotta hit. So start the fight and just start pegging with the knife from here. Nope, that's not gonna work. Alright, I made the right call. Nope. Alright, I think we got this. Unless he does that! No! I don't like that you keep charging! Made the jump. If I get too far away, he charges. I think that's what's happening. Oh! I'm not gonna be able to get it. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Let me get to the meat! Let me get to the meat! I think we got this. I think we got this. I may have to swap. In fact, I should do that. To make the jump up to that platform. Thank you, Grant. And maybe the trick here is just to have to keep doing that jump. Let him get close, but not too close. I think I could just clear him. Yes, I can. Look at that. Okay, that was a risky jump. Oh no, oh no, I'm not gonna make it! Oh. Yeah, in case you guys couldn't tell, I'm not playing the original cartridge. I'm playing the collection. Whatever. Of course, hitting buttons in a panic is always a good way to hit the screenshot. I knew it. He did too many charges. It was becoming too difficult to dodge that nonsense. All right, I think we'll call it there. Some final thoughts on the game. While I do think that it is a better game than the first one, which we probably won't look at because, again, I never rented it, but I did play it much later in life, it's still way too difficult to get through some of those stages. The clock tower in particular, some of those jumps, not only are they hard to land just by getting your timing right when you press the buttons, but also it seems like there is far too much opportunity to fall off the wheels, the gears, by standing too close to the edge. Sometimes I would land the jump and make it on the gear, and then I would seemingly slide backwards off the wheel and die. Those owls were frustrating to try to figure out the timing on, and just this fight against the Cyclops. Not only did the game strip me of the ability to dodge on one side of the screen unless I was playing as Grant, but hitting him, the windows of opportunity were just way too small. Like it didn't feel like that was a fairly balanced fight. Like there should have been a little bit more room to dodge. Maybe have it so that every other time he goes across the screen, he does a charge attack. Instead of every single time you get just a tiny bit too far away, he does the charge. I don't know. I didn't like it. I've always been more of an RPG light version of Castlevania fan over the classic action style of Castlevania games. So these were never my favorites. I do like that there are multiple different characters you can play as, but obviously they come with trade-offs. In the case of Grant, he is more agile and he can cling to walls and stuff, but he has a tiny dagger and it doesn't have very much reach. So if you get in that close to hit an enemy and it doesn't kill him in one hit, you're probably taking damage. And he does not take damage as well as Trevor does. So that's the trade-off. In the case of Sypha, I believe she also takes damage very poorly, but she has better attack options. She's not very mobile, though. And then in the case of Alucard, I believe he does a lot of damage as well, and he can transform into a bat. But if I'm not mistaken, he takes damage if you get him water, so that is kind of his trade-off. Not that you do a ton of play in water in this game. Maybe it's not in this game. I don't remember very much. I like the branching paths, so they give you some options on how you play the game. I don't love that I had to play back through a level after saving one of the party members. They could have just had the tower crumble like they showed in that exit of the boss arena, and then just have you move on to the next area. It felt like needless padding for a game that if they wanted it to be longer, they could have just made more levels. It's not like the carts that they used on the NES were so space limited that they could not have added additional levels. As far as my regret, I don't think I would have regretted never playing this game again after renting it the last couple of times that I did as a kid, or buying it. So yeah, it's a fun game for a little while, and then you start running into these frustrating areas. The good news is, obviously, there's a password system, and from what I could tell, you have unlimited continues. So even if you get stuck at a level that you just cannot beat and you're banging your head against the wall trying to get past it, you're not going to be out of it for very long. They usually do make it so that you can continue from where you're at, even if you're still struggling. Eventually, you'll just figure out whatever pattern it takes to beat the boss, and you go forward. But again, given my druthers, I'd rather play more Simon's Quest than this one. They do have similar play styles, but in the case of Castlevania 2, I just like the notion of being able to purchase upgrades and beating bosses giving you tangible item upgrades. There weren't really a ton of bosses in that game. I think it was mostly just collecting the different parts of Dracula and them having some kind of effect on the gameplay. Like the rib gives you a shield, and I think the eye opens a path somewhere, and they all have different effects, but I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. yeah, this one's not my favorite Castlevania. It was fun to look at it today, but yeah, it's not one that I would probably ever go back to. So that's going to do it for this episode of Rental Regrets. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.